Hi everyone, it's Lindsay here, and today I wanted to talk about how to help people understand what you are telling them. A few days ago, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who had recently completed a digital course. This was a course that was going to be helping her with her business strategy. She actually really enjoyed the course, and she was telling me how the group for the course, the online group, was very supportive, and that the person who led the program was a really great leader. But she said she enjoyed it, she just wasn't really sure where to go next. She wasn't sure what to do. Even though she liked the content, she didn't have an action plan for where the course was actually going to take her. So it seemed to her that the course was really just a lot of information and didn't really help propel her forward. And so she was a little disappointed because this was a business course. I wouldn't say she felt upset because she did enjoy the course, but I guess she felt a little bit sort of disheartened with the online type of digital program. That she sort of accepted this is what it was because it was online. And it left her feeling a little bit leery of her investment should she have spent so much money and time taking this course, even though it was nice, but she really didn't see any return on her investment, anything that came back or actions that really moved her business forward. And she actually kind of felt a little unsure of herself. She didn't really trust that she made the right decision, and she wasn't really sure where to go next. She was really lacking some self-confidence, which was unfortunate because she did just spend a lot of time in this course, and even though she enjoyed the content, it was like she didn't know what to do with it. So after talking to my friend, I kind of thought a little bit that it seemed like something was missing from the course. Specifically, the clear direction around what people in the course would achieve, and specifically what people would achieve by the time they completed the course. I previously have spoken about Gagne's 9 events of instructions, and immediately that's where my mind went. That this course was missing a critical piece of digital course development, and that was to define the instructional objectives, or to define what information was going to be delivered and how the audience would use it and what impact or to what level they would use it at. As we talked about before, these 9 events of instruction, that is how you really grab your learners and you take them through the process so that they can embody what you're talking about. We're not just dumping information on them, we're cognitively working with the way that we learn and helping them take your message and actually create action from it. You might remember the first event of instruction is to gain your audience's attention. And this is where you're gonna clap your hands really loud and say, hey, this is what we're doing here. And now the second step is to define what it is you're actually doing. Defining what you're doing is going to help your audience relate to the program content. It's going to help bring them in and help them understand where you're at and where you're going. If you don't do this, they're going to have a hard time connecting with your message because they're not going to see where they're going in the end and where specifically it's going to take them. When you define your instructional objectives, you're helping your audience see exactly where they're going. And I'm not talking about saying, oh, this is going to change your life forever. I'm talking about specific. This is exactly what's going to happen and where you're going to be after you do the content of this course. If you don't do this, you're going to really struggle with engaging your audience. So maybe you can get their attention, but if they're not lined up with what you're actually going to be teaching them how to do or what information you're giving them and how they can then take it and use it to make a measurable change, it's going to be hard to get them on board. Your objectives need to be listed up front. You need to say, this is what we're doing, this is how we're going to do it, and this is what your result is going to be. So for example, I'm going to make a training video on how to make peanut butter and jelly. And I expect that at the completion of watching that training video and doing my associated exercises, that you're going to be able to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with a standard kitchen knife, leaving no crust or crumbs behind. Now, didn't that engage you? Think, how can I make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich without having any crust or crumbs behind? Wow. Now you know exactly where we're going. Stating your objectives up front can be utilized in a wide variety of delivery mechanisms. For example, if you're creating a group coaching program, putting your objectives on the sales page is a great idea. That will help people see what they are going to get, where they're going to be at the end of your program. But you can also break it down week by week. After each week, where can they see where they're going and where they are measurably going to be as a result? Even if you're just doing a short video like the one you're watching right now, you can put your objectives up front. Put it right underneath the headline and say, after watching this video, you are going to know how to do X, Y, and Z. Give your audience a point to catch before you dive into your content. Help them know this is where we're at and this is where we're going and this is how I'm going to take you along that path. I'm telling you this because I want your message to be clear and consistent to your audience. I don't want you to be another one of those people who created this program that after someone invested a lot of time and money in, that they aren't even really sure kind of what happened, that they look at your program as maybe more of a support group or a new group of friends, but not just a program that made them friends. We want them to actually create action. Putting the objectives up front is also going to make sure that you have the right audience for your content. When you can set your expectations, both you know what you're delivering and your audience is going to know what they're getting. Keep your business clear and free of all the clutter and the junk that's on the internet. Have a consistent message, create content that creates results. Value your time as much as your audience's. If you have any questions on creating objectives or how to implement this in your own programs, feel free to leave me a message below. I'd love to chat about it.